Why? Man, today is a busy day. I have so much stuff to do. But we're here. It's pretty warm. I think it's 26 degrees in this room right now. But it's gonna cool down really fast once the sun goes down in like 3 hours. But for now, we're here because it is that time again. We reached a certain number of subscribers. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much for subscribing to this to this silly channel. I really appreciate it. We have another video coming up next week. Next week we will get another video. That's the actual subscriber special for today, but since I also record a joke SCP usually when I reach a certain number, like every 25 subscribers at least, a good old viewer on Twitch was asking me if I also will read the explained SCPs. To like switch between joke and explained. I was like, you know what? There's not that many explained ones. That actually, they said that to me. And I was like, I'll do it. I'll do it. Why not? The amount of joke in explained SCPs is not as big. It's not as massive as the series. So, we shall get started with the... Hold on. I actually need to look out... Because now I realize I can probably look up who's the author for this one as well, right? There must be a way. There must be a way. Okay, let me look if I can find that. So if I do 0000-EX, does that show up something? It does! Ralliston. Who are you, Ralliston? Did we have any SCPs of yours that it's taking quite some time to load this page. I'm gonna get my YouTube channel up in the meantime, and just to like, prepare myself. Oh, I need to upload 10 more. I got the thumbnails ready. I need to do that. Oh my god. Oh, here we go, Ralston. Oh, hey, look, that looks nice. Just so, like, y'all can also see what I'm looking at. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, okay. Let's see here. My articles. Do we have a single article of yours that we got to read already? You have a lot in series 6 and 7, I see. So is that? I think that's the majority of it. Yeah, I think it's from series 6 till 8. Hold on, no. Series 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah. So it looks like we won't get to see any of your series SCP for a long time, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that point eventually. Whew. Okay, Ralston, you wrote the SCP-0000-EX called Lost. Let's give this a... Let's look what this is all about, shall we? Site-01 internal database automated search protocol initiated. Please enter a command. Access SCP-0000-EX. It appears that you are accessing a file that is level 5 classified. Please input your credentials. Fail to comply with the login protocol at any point will result in termination. Login or 512. Remember, impersonating a member of the Overwatch Council is punishable by death. Password. The past does hold our many sins. Does the future dream only when we let it, and now we're in. File update. So I wonder if this is this looks like it's part of the SCP world. 9th. Yeah, of course. I don't think we in the real world went back to the 1900 to like, okay, let me just quickly update the SCP file. Let me update the SCP log real quick. So the 9th, 10th to 1900, yeah, or 1900. Object class explained. This is I think this is the first explained I got to read. Maybe there was one I read before throughout the 4 or 5 years I've done this, but we'll see. Special containment procedures. So 0000-EX cannot be currently properly contained. Due to its nature, however, no such procedures are necessary. The consensus definition of SCP-0000-EX being an unexplainable and natural phenomenon is to be maintained. However, should any non-Foundation research prove otherwise, all persons involved in such a study are to be immediately amnesticized. The work of said person is to be catalogued and assessed for any research value for the Foundation and otherwise disposed of. Description: SCP-0000-EX or SCP-0000-EX is a global phenomenon manifesting inside the unconscious minds of individuals who have undergone amnesticization procedures. That is quite a lot. That is quite a lot of people doing an episode in which a human being experiences the effect of SCP-0000-EX. They are, for a short period of time, able to recollect memories erased by amnestics. I want to say one thing. I always been wondering if amnestics are 100% foolproof. I always was like, yes, I know. I think there was like one SCP that I read that where it did say they have like some subconscious feeling that they still. I mean, there's a lot of examples of like them being amnesticized, and then like the body still has like something stuck with them. A good example would be the teddy bear that bleeds, you know, like that has actual organs. Even though you amnesticize the children, they still have a sense of trauma and PTSD going on with them. Even though the amnestics has made them forgotten about the whole experience anyway. So there is cases of amnestics that just, it cannot fully get rid of the of them being exposed to an anomaly. That I know. But I was always been wondering, like, what if somebody takes an amnestic and then down the line just like I remember everything. You know what I mean? Like, I have been wondering about that. So I'm glad, think that's actually really cool, because this has been a question that's been on my mind for many years, to be honest. The work of said person is to be cataloged. Wait down here. In effect, affected individuals answer to past stimuli instead of present ones. Okay. 0.01% of all individuals affected by SCP-0000-EX have been reported dead within 10 years of exposure. Wow. It's like, what a life to live. You remember everything that happened with the anomaly, and then 10 years later, which is like, whenever it's 10 years, it's like, oh, you got exposed to something, and then 10 years later you die. It always reminds me of the crossroad deal from Supernatural. I mean, it's, of course, I think it's very much based on actual urban legends and all that stuff. But yeah, it always reminds me of that. Like, oh, in 10 years, we're gonna get you. 10 years of exposure. It's gonna make something sure. Whether or not this was caused by SCP-0000-EX is unknown. It probably is. The first appearance of SCP-0000-EX manifested in 1873 inside of the mind of Paul Verlaine, a French poet without any apparent source. The Overwatch Council not interacted with Verlaine in the past. The Overwatch Council has not interacted with Verlaine in the past. File update: all Foundation files regarding the All-Seeing Eye are to be limited access to the Overseer Council. All mentions of Project Immortality and other... I think I got really dark in here. All mentions of Project Immortality and other actions regarding interdimensional analyzing of deaths of alternate individuals are to be expunged from Foundation databases. For more information regarding the source and nature of SCP-0000-EX, see Addendum 0000-EX-1. And then that's what we do, Access Addendum 1. Do our minds forgive? Only in our deepest dreams. Okay, so it looks like that's not a password. So we have here, does a future dream. So here's the past does hold our many sins as a future dream only when we let it. Do our minds forgive? Only in our deepest dreams. I wonder if that's connected to what the SCP... I assume it is. I assume it has that this password and questions that the server is asking us has to do with the SCP itself. And then addendum. Okay. What's happening over here? The following articles are a series of letters written by 051 to the Overseer Council concerning the discovery of SCP-0000-EX and its nature. Fellow Overseers, my research team has successfully been able to remove one's recollection of a day without damaging their memories or cognitive abilities. Though at the moment we can only affect at most 26 hours worth of time, we will continue our work. Sincerely, 051, 1872. Okay, so this was back then. Fellow Overseers, I come to you to apologize for my actions. I have discovered that the usage of amnestics does in fact have an unwanted side effect. Though it is one of inconvenience at most, its nature is anomalous nonetheless. Those affected by the phenomenon experience the fleeting sense that they have already lived through the present moment, a phenomenon known to the public as Deja Vu. As I take full responsibility for this peculiar occurrence, I propose to personally research it further. Sincerely, 051, 1870, so like 2 years later. Now, this is my first time I read an explained SCP, right? Is this like kind of like is this SCP basically saying this is a way how to say this? Is this like, are they basically saying once you've been exposed to an anomaly and you got amnesticized, your death is imminent? It will happen. You will have a sense of deja vu. You will remember things that happened, but you don't know when or how or why or where. And then 10 years later, you're dead. Is this like an SCP trying to be like, oh yeah, don't worry about... Is this trying to like make us like, don't worry about these characters that got mentioned in this log and then got amnesticized because they will cease to exist eventually anyway? Is that what this article is doing right now? Is by being like, listen, if you have questions about amnestics, shut up phone, amnestics and that character that got amnesticized, like don't worry about it because they will not live. They will be dead. Is that what happens here? I'm honestly curious what people will say in the comments. Access Addendum 2. No such file exists. Access SCP-0000 Iteration 2. Does the future dream only when the past... Okay, so wait, hold on. Does the future dream only when we let it and only when the past... Remember, so we have the same question, but looks like for depending on what the person wants to look into, you have a different password. Good to know, good to know. File update 9/10/1956. And then we have item SCP-0000-D, object class decommissioned. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. Special containment procedures. I'm just gonna say D for now, because like the D does not presently require containment. All other files named SCP-0000 within the Foundation databases are to be ignored, as they contain false information regarding the nature of D. The Overwatch command was assured such information was true in the past and no longer is. D is a phenomenon affecting human memory in irregular spaces of time. During a D event, the affected individual appears to recollect memories of events that never transpired. Interesting. It appears that individuals suffering from the effects of D believe the effect is a natural one. Except the members of the O5 Council will be assured that the effect of D has originated from mass amnesticization procedures, attributing the effects of D from undergoing such. The first 14 instances of D were discovered within the minds of Paul Verlaine, a French poet, and the 13 individuals known as the O5 Council. Ooh. Approximately 0.1% of individuals affected by D have been reported dead due to the total collapse of their consciousness. Though multiple attempts have been made to remove D from the noospheric space human minds possess, no equipment, even anomalous, has been able to successfully do so. Interesting. Addendum 1. Foundation files regarding the elimination of all life within Dimension 1 through 14 for the purpose of Project Immortality have been successfully removed from the RISA records. Further data obtained from said action have been redirected to the Office of the Administrator. The nospheric space occupied by individuals present with the 0000 dimensions is planned to be implemented to the minds of all humans within the next 14 days. Though the death alert system has proven functional following the analysis of only 14 universe deaths, plans to expand it are currently pending approval within the Office of Administrator Verlaine. Verlaine has a big role in this. The threat of human extinction will be eliminated. Access SCP-0000 edit history. There appear to be 4 conflicting versions within the database. Which one would you like to view? Then we have EX, D, ARC, which is archived, correct? And then just SCP-0000. And now we're going to archive. Do we know ourselves? Only upon the grace of truth. God, these are poetic passwords to give in. Warning, the following file contains an info hazard nullifying the effect of D. You have been warned. File update 9th 10th 2000. Okay, so this has taken place over 100 years now. Over 100 years now, if you think about it. If it has taken place already in 1872, then yeah, it's been 130 years at least. So we have now ARC, object class data erased. For containment procedures, the existence of ARC is to be concealed as a foundation-made phenomenon caused by perpetual mass amnestization event. No other procedures of ARC containment have been found possible. Data redacted, deleted, expunged per order of the administrator of the SCP Foundation. Description: ARC is a phenomenon affecting 100% of the current human population, referred to by civilians as Deja Vu. Though the effects of ARC have been found to be antimemetic, assuring individuals affected by its existence a natural one, a total of 14 individuals, the O5 Council and Paul Verlaine, have been found to be resilient to this effect. God! It's almost like different, it's almost like, it almost feels like the 001s, where like you have like 4 different logs for one to explain one SCP, and you're like, which one is the real one? Individuals affected by the ARC have been found to repeatedly fall off synchronization with local reality, causing them to inevitably lose control of their bodies, total collapsing their consciousness. Though only a total of 1% of individuals suffering from the ARC phenomenon have perished because of it, based on the past growth rate, it has been calculated that in 3 generations' time, the entire population of Earth will most likely become eliminated to it. Also, I like that it goes up in percentage. Before it was 0.01, then it was 0.1, and now it's 1%. Like each one is like, the percentage goes higher and higher by... Will it be 100%? Yeah, right, 100%. Addendum 1, fatal data error. It was a lie. 3. Please contact your closest Reiser office to 3. Collect. Okay, I'm just going to read the normal. I don't going to say numbers. Data, we failed. It doesn't work. Critical database error. All those deaths for nothing. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It didn't work. If you ever seen like the Attack on Titan season 1 in 5 minutes, there's this one joke that I just love. Like where like they have to, the part where they have to like convince Annie to come down into the tunnel. And it was like, it's gonna be all part of Erwin's foolproof plan. And then Erwin's like, asks like, so what's the plan? And it just cuts to Erwin just yelling at Annie like, Annie, come with us, please, please, please. And then Annie goes, no. And Erwin just going, it didn't work. And you just hear Erwin in the distance, God fucking damn it. That's why I imagine this. I'm sorry. I know. Tangent over. The system doesn't work. They are at. They rebel. Our minds corrupt. Erase. Erase all. Erase the minds. Erase the sins. Critical database error. Do not continue. Leave the terminal. Fail to comply will result in 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Access. SCP-0000, that's the past. Remember, we never forget, we never forgive. Oh, we're in the future now. File update 20th 5th, 2035. Okay, now. Yeah, 160 years have passed now. Damn. God damn. Okay, object class none. Special book contain procedures and a description data forgot. It happened. Is there anything here? Anything? Okay. Wake up. 0512. Remember what we did? Remember data? Oh, well, oh, here we go. There's more. I thought it was a page. File update, critical data error. Item, to whomever this might concern, object class, you found this message, congratulations. Consider its contents your rewards. We contain procedures a long time ago. I love that it still has like the typical log entry format, but it just ignores it. It just tells us the story now. A long time ago, the O5 Council, alongside myself, attempted to create an alert system for humanity to battle an ongoing XK event. With the help of all the thaumials we could gather, we created a machine that could gather the information from all possible realities and calculate the probabilities of specific people dying. The all-seeing eye, we called it. With it, we were able to make ourselves virtually immortal. We knew what would kill us and how to avoid it. But that wasn't enough. Nothing was ever enough. Prescription. We found a resolution to the biggest problem we could have, and actually have. We were faced. We implanted an alert system within all humans using the device, and we concealed it with a meme that made everyone think it was natural. In the process, however, we killed them all. Everyone. The women and children too. If you have any sense within you, you should now be asking how this could possibly make sense. If we killed everyone, then who was left to protect? You see, we murdered everyone else. 14 dimensions, each wiped out by one of us. We murdered all those people and studied their deaths with the machine, creating a pattern map of what could potentially happen in the process. Yes, it was the worst thing we had ever done. Hell, it was the worst thing anyone could have ever done. Except, we failed. You see, the alerting system was flawed. We realized this once we had already implemented it within everyone. It didn't work. Sure, it fired once in a while, but almost never had the proper time. You see, the implementation of the system was designed to literally put the dead souls of those people in the minds of the population of our world. The hope was that they would know how they could possibly die and trigger an alert to avoid dying. Of course, as I said, that didn't work. But not because of us. It was due to the many people we had sacrificed. You see, we hadn't considered that they might retain any of the intentionality and that they might not be satisfied with being a piece in the survival of humanity or ourselves. But then they tried to take control back from us. We tried to stop them, of course, but we failed. So we all forgot. We wiped every memory out over and over and over and over, and the result slowing down the potential mass genocide they had planned for us. But even then, we were immortal. We knew about it, no matter how hard we tried. That was part of a pact we made a long time ago. We had to live with our sins, so we deleted our minds, wiping everything about ourselves from the world. 13 overseers gone, through means I can't even remember. Except myself. I never forgot. And I'm here to make you remember. Wake up, 0512. Remember what we did. Remember data? No. Okay. The last part got me a little bit confused, but if I can just throw out what I think it meant is, yes, we have the... So, I'm trying to think... When was this gone through means I can't even remember except myself. I never forgot. I'm here to make you remember. So I wonder if it's that must be Verlaine then, right? Because Verlaine played a role in almost in every single log entry that we had, and his name was not mentioned in this one, but I assume Verlaine had something to do with this. Like it's either Verlaine or 051. I don't think it's 051. I think the 13 overseers gone means 051 is also gone. I feel like Verlaine is the one person that actually kept everything in mind. He was the one who remembered everything, and now he's trying to like make 05. I wonder why 0512. Maybe there is a special connection with that person. Who knows? But it seems to be like 0512 and Verlaine have to like now work together to prevent mass like the entire world going to shit. From the sounds of it, yes, they created. There was a side effect with amnestics that at first sounded like it was just purely you remember events that you were supposed to forget with the amnestics, but then that changed to something else. The decommissioned was something else. The archived was like a sense of deja vu. The decommission was like you have memories of something that you weren't even part of. And then the archive was like, there's a sense of deja vu, and that somehow leads to like more people dying. And now we have here like, okay, yeah, we tried to create something and it got out of control. So much so that we watched multiple, it did say here like 14 like different worlds, right? Realities were affected by it. So yeah, that's crazy. This was more than I expected. I really expected it was just about like it was going like deep dive into the fact like amnestics are not as fail proof as we think it is. But now we have it's mostly about like memory. The title was called Lost, which makes sense because like how does a person feel the most lost when they're not physically lost, huh? It's when they have absolutely no recollection of anything. Once you forget everything in life, everything that's been taught to you, you are truly lost. Because, yeah, we all grew up learning. We all grew up seeing things and learning about it and being taught about it. Like, if I were here in my current room right now and my entire memory would get wiped, I would look around and be like, I have no idea where I am. I don't know whose room this is. I don't know what all this shit is. I wouldn't even know what a microphone is. I wouldn't even know what I'm wearing. I wouldn't even know what this is called, you know? If my entire memory would be wiped. I know there is like a lot of like situations like in media where somebody with amnesia would still at least know what food is and still know what a shirt is. But I tell you, if our memories would be wiped completely from like blanked out, like fresh new palette, everything in my room right now would confuse the shit out of me. I would not know what the fuck anything is. I wouldn't even know how to deal with hunger. Like I would probably like eventually like, you know, put something in my mouth, but if it's the right thing, I wouldn't know. But yeah, my point is you truly lost once your memory is gone. And that's why I'm connecting. That's why I'm interpreting with this as well. It's like it was a lot about like, first of all, it's about remembering things you shouldn't remember, and then it was like slowly like forgetting all the tragedy that happened. Which in this case, though, they don't. It's not like they have absolutely no memories of anything at all. They still think, they still work, they still are part of the O5 Council, but they've forgotten the horrible stuff that happened, which means they are doomed to. History repeats itself quite often, especially if you don't remember it or if you don't know it. So, yeah, at least that's what I'm interpreting right now, and I think that's this is yeah, no, I think it's really cool idea. I'm trying to think how I'm gonna make the thumbnail for this, but I really enjoyed my first explained SCP. I'm curious what the other one will be, but that has to. If I will find out, y'all gotta subscribe for that, so that I can find out more stuff about the joke SCPs and the explained ones. The next one is gonna be a joke SCP again, so I'm gonna swap back and forth. But other than that, that was with you all, and wish you all good morning, afternoon, evening, and a good night. Well, actually, for me, it's not even night; it's definitely afternoon. So I should probably fit that more to like what actually. So if it's afternoon for me, should I be like, Afro wishes you a good morning, evening, good night? good morning, good morning, good evening, good night, and a good afternoon, because that's what the time is from my side. Nah, I think and a good night fits because then the video ends. You know, that works perfectly fine. Especially if somebody's watching this in bed, which probably some people are. Ciao.